Here we are again with adding video to Maps, Google Maps that is, and as you can see on screen I've done a slide to remind myself what we're supposed to be talking about. So look, this is not an easy one to make, and that's because it's not one of the ones where you turn up and say something like, you know, look at what we've got so far, meaning videos 1 and 2 were making short videos, putting them onto Google Maps. Videos 3 and 4 were this new idea with in picture, using AZ screen recorder, and then going on to Google Maps. And this is where we are with number 4, look, how to add video to Google Maps with a real-time GPS, and that's what I'm feeding back on today. And then if you're following the series, then on video 6 we had a little look at a rural location. So to get accurately started, and that is that what I did following on is the video that I did, shall we say, successfully, and that is this one. I didn't speak over it, and I made a Google Photos Create a Movie, and it played with some music, and in many ways it was it was all right, meaning I'll show you exactly what I mean if you haven't been looking at this series, but many thanks to those people who have. So we started off and it's just a music thing going through. When I say just, there's a lot going on here, and I'm moving around and the push bin's moving and everything else is that. So going down to the feedback of the ones that I did actually do, and that was I went back to the same store and I started off inside a tent, and then I started to walk around, and it looks on paper, or on screen rather, alright. I went upstairs, then I started again, I had a look at the bikes, fishing rods, I had a look at some, whatever that is, pretty much all the way round the store. But being really accurate about it, it really didn't go well, and that's what tests are all about, and that's what openness and honesty is about, and pioneering in this area, if that's even remotely what I'm doing. So let me show you an example. I've not released these because I pretty much can't. The question is, do I salvage what I've got, or do I literally start again, knowing that we've helped out ourselves in the period of the test? Now I'm using Movie Studio Platinum, which is a Vegas thing. It used to be Sony, it's not anymore, but this version, when it was made at 13, is still Sony Vegas. But what my point is that it allows you to get in frame by frame. So let's have a little look at the first part of this clip up to, if you can see my hand just about there, and you'll see where it goes badly wrong. Now, as a precursor to this, bear in mind what is happening on screen, and that is I'm using AZ screen recorder with its webcam at maximum. Then I'm opening up Google Maps, and then I'm recording the whole lot using AZ screen recorder, and then the device will be going out looking for the GPS signal and trying to keep up with it all, as well as the CPU of my Moto G4. This is actually what happened, and it gets a bit comical in a way. Let me play you, I'll tell you in advance how much I'm playing, and that is about that. So that's about, looking bottom right of the screen if you're new to it, is about a minute, but I might stop it. Right, here we go. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. What I'm going to do is that top line there, if you're new to video editing, I can stop down. In actual fact, I prepared something earlier which I can show you full screen. So let's play it for a bit, and I can have a breather talking. So you're joining us, we're inside Decathlon in a display tent, and I'm about to have a wander around the store. Look for the blue button on the right hand side, which is our GPS location. It's not quite true at the moment, but you can see I'm inside a tent on the ground floor of Decathlon, and I'm going to have a tour which is going to start now. So let me just set it up and then have a wander around. So we're definitely outside now. Mirror image here, I can't do anything about. Basketball hoops. Store. To walk along the side just to make sure and look underneath. In Decathlon, of course, but in a shout out to the... I'm going to stop it there because what we're actually getting to is a position where it's starting to go wrong. And the only way you can appreciate how wrong it's going is by going back into an editor like this. So watch, and I'm going to zoom forward with my mouse, and what happens is it looks like this. Now you listen to this audio, and the brilliant thing here is you can actually see where it starts to go wrong. Now watch, because I'm just, yeah, look on here. See this bit where the scrub bar is, and that bit there? That happens twice, and it happens to be in quite a pattern. Can you see this one and this one? They're identical. So what's actually happening with AZ Screen Recorder, it's trying very hard to record the video and the audio to the HD card in the phone, but the problem is something's going wrong. And so, you know, let's play it so I'll show you what I mean. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So what you see with the vertical lines is frame by frame. So I can come out, say about there, okay. And let's play it from there. Here we go. So we're definitely outside now. Mirror image here. I can't do anything. So we're definitely outside now. Mirror image here. I can't. Can you see what's happening? Is it's doing it twice. So when it says definitely outside here, mirror image or whatever it is, then that part that I'm highlighting on the timeline is actually duplicated. So that's the first problem, is that I've started to speak on top of this experience, a real life experience, and the audio is going super bad, and it continues all the way through. I'm not going to waste more and more time. Hold on a second, let's play this one. The September 10th store, to walk along the side just to make sure, and look underneath. You see, it's like unusable. So I could go past and I could try and grab some frames and salvage some video out of it and redo the audio, or I could start again, or more importantly, look at this clip here on the second clip, and I'm going to bring this back down to so you can see it, and that is what happens. And again, you know, I'd love to do this thing and say follow my instructions exactly and you won't go wrong, and that's exactly what happens when it goes right. But if you look at this, and what happens with this clip is the video itself, let's bring it into the center, and this is, remember, one video audio file, if you like, from AZ Screen Recorder. And I can't fault AZ Screen Recorder whatsoever for making it. I love the app. But in reality, if you try and be, quite honestly, a little bit tech greedy, and that is that if you go in and, hold on, let's go from it there, slide that in. So the video portion of that file is 4 minutes and 11 frames long. However, the audio of the file isn't, it's longer. Can you see they're actually different lengths? So it's actually 4 minutes and it's an extra 11 frames there. So in other words, we've got a problem. And the problem comes in that, where you get the problem, it's, I don't know what else to say really, apart from I've had a go at it. Can I salvage it? Can I not? And the final part of this video, quite honestly, is to say that if you are using something, you know, and you feel that you're kind of innovating or pioneering or just mucking about, if you like, experimenting, that your phone does certain things. So I want to wrap up this video really, because it's gone on, you know, for quite a long time. I hope you've learned something, is to say that in my Moto G4, and you can see a screen grab, is that doing a hardware test for the GPS sensor, if you like, that I've got 4 satellites connected and I was nearly outdoors. I guess that when I was inside the phone, because it can't find the GPS, is finding and finding and finding, or trying to search and increasing its signal length. Which again, does it do it? Probably. If it can't find any, it will go and maybe do some extra things. So what I'm trying to say is that I've got 4 satellites running on my hardware test. When I stepped outdoors, or should we say further away from the building, which is a bit hard today because it's raining, well, unless you want to get wet, is it went up to 6 satellites. And so my tip here is that if I was going to do this again, and you can see, if you know, Moto G4 looks like this. So when I did a GPS test, I found that how many satellites to give the accuracy, because after all, that was quite honestly the point of my exercise, is that if I wanted to go back and I wanted to say something like, to finish this video, I was inside Decathlon, and what went well is that I got a GPS. What went badly is I think I overstretched or did not slow down what I did to enable the video or even the screen captures to work really, really well, and I just done 6 minutes of stuff that I can't use afterwards. So what I need to change, thankfully, is quite a lot, and that is to slow right back down, because the final bit really is if you don't know, and that is I am shooting, or recording shall we say more importantly, on mobile 30 frames, which is 30 pictures every single second. So if you start off this video, look, and you go in and you say, I'm just going to highlight it, there is 1 second of video. There's my 1 second of video. Is that right? Should be, shouldn't it? Or is that one frame? Hold on a second. What is this? So I'm going in, I'm saying 1, 2, no, this is, sorry, that's a frame. So if I go in and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, what is going on there? Don't care. At the moment, what you've got is, I could easily have said, sorry, it's getting mumbly, so I'm definitely going to finish, is if I was outdoors looking at something, I could actually take a screen grab of that and say, look, here I am outdoors inspecting the basketball hoops, and that's where the push pin is, and leave it at that. All I need is a frame for my post-edited video and go off. I don't need to be mindlessly running, or I could do the AZ screen recorder, and then I could use a separate microphone like my Zoom H1 to do the audio. Therefore I'm using 2 devices and splitting, shall we say, the intensive use. But thankfully I've got another way of coming up, and yes, it was a longer one. Appreciate anybody who's got to the end of this video at nearly 12 minutes, that you might learn something, but hey, we can learn together. I will come back very, very soon, because I've got another idea, which is actually splitting an Android screen to allow a full-time camera like Google Camera or Open Camera along with Maps, and that's pretty exciting, of course, on Android Nougat 7.0. So thank you for everybody's support so far.